Kids are natural-born climbers. Whether on stairs, furniture, or playground equipment, they keep us on our toes by engaging in upward movement from a very young age. Rock climbing provides an amazing outlet for this natural ability and offers some incredible benefits. It helps kids develop things like self-confidence, gross motor skills, and problem solving. Here are 5 key tips that will help you get your kids started with rock climbing in a safe and effective way. Tip number 1. Start now with what's around you. Kids will naturally explore climbing in their immediate environment. In fact, one of the most popular Google searches about kids climbing is, how to stop toddler climbing. This makes sense. We want to ensure that our kids stay safe, and there are definitely things like bookshelves that they shouldn't be climbing on. Instead, take advantage of playground equipment, stairs, trees, and hills to get your kids started with climbing. I love that playgrounds are increasingly being built with rock climbing holds. This gives kids exposure to climbing and an opportunity to build strength and hand-eye coordination. Encourage kids to practice climbing down as well, but mostly just let them have fun. My daughter loves to climb up the stairs creatively. She comes up with it all on her own, but her high step movements remind me of climbing moves that I actually do as an adult. Now, safety tip, let your kids climb unassisted, but it's good to stand nearby to spot them, especially when they're young and still developing balance. Tip number 2, set an example. Kids love to copy mommy and daddy. Take your kids along on adventures, even if they're just watching you at first. If you're a climber, take them along to the climbing gym to watch you, even if they don't meet the minimum age requirement to climb at the gym yet. They'll see you overcoming challenges and demonstrating healthy life choices. Expose them to outdoor adventures like hiking in a regional or state park. Can I get an amen for less screen time? Being outdoors will help them build awareness of their surroundings and confidence with practical outdoor skills. These will end up being building blocks so that before they even try climbing, they're already familiar with these indoor and outdoor environments. Safety tip, having 2 or 3 adults along can be really helpful so that you can take turns supervising and communicate with your child about what's going on. Tip number 3, coming right up, but I bet you have something valuable to add to the conversation that will help other parents. What tip do you have for getting kids into climbing? Share that in the comments below. Tip number 3, visit an outdoor area with some easy scrambling. I have great childhood memories of scrambling on rocks near these incredible waterfalls in northern Minnesota. These early experiences helped me develop courage and concentration. It was a key thing that sparked my interest in rock climbing before I really knew what rock climbing was. Even if you live in a relatively flat area, you can often find small boulders or rocky outcroppings that are great for kids to get started on. Part of the adventure is going on a hike to search for a good spot. My 3-year-old daughter and I bonded over a super fun outing recently in Delhi, India. This rock climbing adventure with Dad was her first time climbing on real rock. She blew me away with her patience and persistence. It seemed to come quite naturally to her, probably because she had already been practicing climbing in her immediate environment ever since she could walk. She was very excited and proud to be big enough to go rock climbing with Daddy. We kept it fun by bringing snacks and letting her decide which rocks she wanted to climb or not climb on. Safety tip, look for an area with low exposure, meaning there's no spot where they can fall very far. Use this outdoor outing as an opportunity to teach them awareness of potential hazards. Tip number 4, go to an indoor climbing gym. Encourage your kids to climb, but don't force it. Lower your expectations and just let your kids have fun. Oftentimes my daughter loves to just run around and point out which colors she sees on the climbing holds. When she does get up on the wall, I give her lots of praise and encouragement. Practically speaking, many gyms have a minimum age of 4 or 5 years old, which is mostly about kids being old enough to listen and follow the rules. We've found a few climbing gyms on our travels where our 3-year-old was able to participate. If your child isn't big enough for your local gym yet, don't worry. Take a long view of the situation. Before you know it, they'll meet the age requirement, and until then, you can put tips number 1 through 3 into practice. If your child is old enough for the climbing gym, Bouldering is a great place to start. You'll find padded floors and routes that are low enough to the ground where a harness and ropes aren't required. All you'll need is a day pass and climbing shoe rental. You can expect a total cost of $15 to $20 for a session in the US. If your child shows an interest and wants to go frequently, there are ways to reduce the cost with multi-passes or memberships. Most gyms are very beginner friendly and love for more people to join the climbing community. Even if you and your kids have never climbed before, you can easily show up and get started. There will be a friendly face there to give you a safety briefing and orient your family to climbing. Trust me, you can do this. This is a great physical fitness and trust-building activity for the whole family. The final tip is coming right up, but my guess is that if you're still watching, you're a parent and climber just like me. If that's true, you're going to love the current and upcoming content on this channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Tip number 5, keep it fun. Kids are just kids after all. By exposing your kids to the fun and benefits of climbing at an early age, you'll be giving them an opportunity to go further later if they show an interest. They may want to get into competition climbing. Climbing has an established federation called the IFSC, International Federation of Sport Climbing. And it's an Olympic sport since its debut in Tokyo. Perhaps my daughter will want to go further with climbing. I know it's also quite possible she'll choose a different path. She might pursue dance like her mom, or something completely different than either of us. But the bravery, discipline, agility, and perseverance that she develops from rock climbing can be taken with her wherever she decides to go. I can't wait to hear how these tips help you and your family. Stay safe and have fun climbing out there.